Stamping Friends. I'm on just a little bit early. I had changed up some of my um, microphones, and so I just want to make sure that everything's like it's supposed to be. I'm going to clean up a couple stamps here quick while we're waiting for it to flip to 9 o'clock, and it looks like it did just now. So, yeah, let's let's get started here. Good morning. Good morning. I am Brenda Hillard. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator located in north central Minnesota. Um, Saturday mornings, I do Coffee and Create with Brenda. And I should say most Saturday mornings. I think I'm on a roll now that summer's winding down, so could be good and back on track. I'm hoping, fingers crossed. I do have a couple things coming up this month that um, might bump it a little bit, but I think it's going to be good, and I hope you'll join me. Good morning, Janine. Um, One thing I do want to say, I do have my host code. Let's see where over there. For August, that'll be switching up on September 1st. I am leaving the host code on through the 31st because of the Designer Series paper sale. I don't want you to miss out on that. Um, if you've used Stampin' Up! Designer Series paper before, you know it's the best. And um, if you've not used it before, I suggest you try. The technique I'm going to show you today, the cut and shuffle technique, is a good representation of how to use our double-sided papers. So 2 more days, today and tomorrow, to grab the Designer Series papers that are on sale. And if you are thinking about making Christmas cards, this is a great opportunity to grab some of those papers and at a discount. So, great, let's get started. Here we have it. All right. So, what I want to talk to you about today is in the uh, Designer Series paper line, there is a pack of paper that is called the Frames and Flowers. And Frames and Flowers is part of a suite, but do know that you can buy just the paper. So I always tell my customers, use your index, and then when I go to look something up, I don't use my index. So it's on page 29, and it looks like this. And they show it mainly with tags, which some people just aren't into tags. But this paper is really quite amazing. You get 6 sheets of pattern paper. So you get one each of 3 double-sided designs. So this, and this. So just 3 sheets. But then you get one each of the 3 single-sided die cut designs. So let me show you what that looks like. And I want you to know that in the mini catalog, which starts next week, September 4th, there's a pack of paper in here, and I'll be showing it to you in just a bit, called A Little Bit Festive. And it's that same idea with the 3 double-sided, and then you get 3 sheets of die cuts as well. So let me show you how this works. I'm going to bring in the 3 pieces that I've decided. This is from the A Little Bit Festive. This is from the 6x6 pack called Take a Bow, or Take a Bow, maybe. I don't know, because there is a bow die that goes with this, but I'm going to say Take a Bow instead of Take a Bow. And I chose this green piece because it coordinates so nicely with this paper. Now on the back side of this, because they're double-sided, there was the lines, but that isn't going to work for the triangle piece. And then I have just a piece of basic white. So I'm going to show you how to cut these, and then we'll assemble those, and we'll assemble a set from the frames and flowers also, right? So let's bring in our trimmer. And the cool part about this is there's no measuring, there's no rhyme or reason. All I'm going to do is cut. I have three pieces. I have my white cardstock, I have my green, and then I have my pine boughs with the bulb. And these measure 4 by 5 1/4. And I'll put all the measurements in the YouTube description, okay? So I'm going to put this in my trimmer. It's random. There's no rhyme or reason to what I'm doing. I'm going to cut, and then I'm going to turn it, and I'm going to, I just want it at an angle. I'm going to cut it again. So now I have these pieces, okay? That's it. So my card bases, I need 2 card bases, and I have them here. I didn't score them, so I'm just going to score them quickly. I'm going to use real red. Real red. We're getting into the season of festivities, right? Oh, and I think did I only do 2? I did. I have to grab one more piece of real red. Okay. So I'm just going to cut another card base. So do you know this little trick where if you put it in the long way and you score it at 4 1/4, and then you turn it horizontal and cut at 5 1/2, you get 2 card bases that are scored. How cool is that, right? All right, enough with the tips and the tips, right? So now we have our 3 card bases, and is what I'm going to do is I'm going to just layer my pieces, kind of lay them out. So I'm going to put one on here, one on here, one on here, and then we'll just kind of go around and do the same. Here, here. And maybe you've tried this technique and it's nothing new to you, but I always like how different each of the cards come out. Okay, who do we have on? Good morning, Carol. Good morning, my sister, Sarah. All right, so here we've got our triangles, and now we have to figure out our sentiment, too. So I decided, did you guys know that the merriest trees from last year carried over to this year, and you can still purchase this with the dies? This is a super cute set, and I bought it at the end of the season last year, and so I never got to use it. And this year, I am going to use it. So, and I'm going to use real red ink. I couldn't decide between green or red, and then there was even a little bit of brown, but I decided I'm going to stamp my sentiment right up here at the top on this one. It says, hope your home is filled with the spirit of the season. I think that's so cute. And again, I'm just going to stamp it right over here. This will make it easy because then on the inside I can just basically stamp, season's greetings, Merry Christmas, whatever. Whatever I choose. I'm gonna wait just a little bit because I've got to show you this. It's very cool. In this pack, remember I told you there's 3 sheets of die cut? Look at these fun embellishments that you get. And they're already die cut. They're all ready to go. So like this can be, the center comes out of these and it just punches out like that. And then you get this cute little frame, look, that you can just put on a card, add a few things, good to go. Look at how adorable these are, right? So you get 4. I think you get more than that actually. This one punches out too. So you get just this cute little frame to add to your card. This one with the tree bulb. I always love Christmas light. And then just another solid one with the ornaments. Aren't they cute? Oops, it says me. Good morning, Donna. Sharon Merritt. What? Oh, did Sharon Merritt show this? Um, there's quite a few cut and shuffles out there, but I just thought that this worked so well with these papers that have the dies. So let's see what might work here for our embellishments. And like I said, I'm kind of taking that chance here today with, oh, that's cute on there. We'll put the sleigh on there. And then, isn't that cute? Look at with the little trees. Not on that particular, of course. There's all kinds of fun little things that we can add to our cards. Go with those. But just look at all of these that you have to choose from. I love it. I really love this ornament too. At first I thought I was going to do this. Maybe that would be cute on here. Put it up here and then put the, too much. I like them both. All right, here we go. I'm just going to put these back in. I punched them all out, and then I like to keep them in these cello bags because, as you can see, there's lots of little pieces, and I don't want to lose any of them. All right, here we go. All right, so I've decided now to put my little hanging stockings on here. So that means my sentiment probably needs to go right across the bottom here. I want to make sure I've got this kind of lined up so it's straight, or as straight as I can. Okay, so there's our sentiment. Now, let's take our glue. I want to fold the card so that I can see my borders. And I'm just going to take my green glue and add this onto my card. And then I want to make sure that my ornaments are hanging in the right direction and not upside down. Oh, crease before cutting. Okay, good. Well, like I said, this um, cut and suckle technique is not new, but it just the first thing I thought of when I saw these papers was this technique, just because it works so nice. So you see how we get just a little bit of red showing through our pieces. Now let's take our punched out bow here from the die cut sheet, and I'm just going to add some dimensionals to our piece. Maybe I do need a couple of the mini dimensionals. Do you guys know that we have two different sizes? And when you order the mini dimensionals, you get white and black, which is really kind of cool. And the minis are perfect for that little spot, so then you don't have to trim the bigger ones, or you don't have the dimensional showing from behind your piece. So now I'm just going to put my bow right on here. And there's card number 1. Why glue and not tape? Okay, so the reason I didn't use tape is glue gives me just a little bit of time, Havala, and by the way, welcome to Coffee and Create with Brenda. Gives me a little bit of time to adjust my pieces if they're not straight. Where if I use the adhesive tape, then once I commit, it's down. Okay? Hope that makes sense. I'm just going to match up my borders there. Again, centering that piece, and then my ornaments are going the right direction. This is a good thing. Nothing worse than upside down ornaments. You can have an upside down tree, but you cannot have upside down ornaments. So here's what I'm talking about, Havala. I need to move this up just a touch so that I have a border on the bottom, and I still can move that. And then my piece down here on the bottom. Oh shoot, I shouldn't have put that down quite like that, but that's why we used glue, right? And I'm just gonna lift up and place it. This one has to come up again. I don't have that little border that I want in there. Now I do. All right. All right. So I'm going to need a little bit more glue on there, I guess. Pulled up and down on that one, just a little too much, I guess. All right. I'm going to put some dimensionals on our little sleigh. Make that pop up, stand out a little bit more on the white. Okay. And then I'm just going to put my little sleigh on it. So there's that one. Now remember, we can put, um, good morning, Ginger. We can put embellishments, little sparkly gems on these too. So I'm going to put the red and white would have worked. I'll have to try it. At first, when I was cutting them, it was like, oh, too much. Bring piece with just the teeny tiny border, and then our green. So what happened on this one is I left too big of a border up at the top, but that's okay. Just like a even less than an eighth of an inch at those borders. So there's that. And now let's put our stockings on. And take your pick tool, and instead of trying to grab those with my nails, I can just poke the point in at an angle and it lifts those backings off the dimensionals very nicely, and you can, oops, don't want to rip it. Take those backings off just like that. I want this at a pretty good angle to kind of match our angles there. So there's our other card. So what are you thinking about this technique so far? I know this is Christmas and not everybody's into Christmas, but that's why I want to show you the next one with the frames and flowers. So let's get this stuff out of the way and we'll bring it in. I've already cut my pieces just for the sake of saving time, and I shuffled them out, and I've got the dies on here. I'm going to be using a newer sentiment set, excuse me, from the online store, and it is called Everyday Greetings. There's so many combinations in here, and I bet if you go out online, there's always people who want to give a list of how many things you can make with the sentiments in here, all the different verses that you can do. So check that out. It's pretty awesome. I wanted to make sure too, I didn't do that everything is going across as it should. And I do believe we're good. We're good. Good, good. All right, let's start gluing. One thing I should tell you, when you're stacking them up, make sure that whatever color of design or whatever pattern or which side of the designer series paper you want to use, be sure to have that facing up when you cut. Okay? Um, yeah, just a narrow little border, and then that really helps at the bottom to get the fit you want with equal borders. You saw me struggling with the Christmas card. That's okay. I wanted to stamp on this before I put it down, but that's all right. I'm just going to, there's a little bit of brown in this paper, and I see I have my leaves going up and down, or pointing down on that one. Well, it'll just have to be like that. I don't know if it's going to be terribly noticeable or not, but when I was laying them out, I could have laid it out differently and put that one. Oh well, it still will be okay. So I'm going to do this one as a thinking of you, and I'm using Early Espresso ink, a dark brown ink, and I'm just going to stamp that right in the center. I love the scripty little font on these stamps. Again, I'm going to add dimensionals. And I'm just going to pop it up right in here. And I have to make sure that it doesn't go off the edge of it. Okay? No, Janine, it really does work well with these papers um, and the die cuts. It makes for some really quick and easy cards. Again, I like to fold my card base. That just helps me line up my pieces like so. And it's what I found in doing these. I'll show you another one that I did using basic beige and Lost Lagoon with these. I'm going to put my paper or my glue, and again, my fine little border at the top. This one I'm going to glue down before stamping. Those center triangles, I have trouble when I go to line up my sentiment along straight, and that doesn't always work. Okay, so there's that one. And this one, I think I want it just to say hello, friend. I think that'll be good. And this can go right up in here. I'm going to do hello. I'm going to leave it at just hello because I don't have room to put my friend's piece in there without stamping into my crease. This is what you call design on the fly. Kind of a scary thing to do when you're on a live. But you know what? My favorite thing with my customers and when I do classes is you have to remember this is just paper. So you can do whatever. I'm glad you like them, Sarah. All right. And now for this last one. Glue that down. You're probably tired of watching me glue these pieces, but it's a great way to make 3 quick and easy cards, and there's nothing wrong. Um, there's absolutely nothing wrong with quick and easy. Sometimes we just need quick birthday cards, quick sympathy cards, quick thinking of you cards, and this is a great way to just make that happen. I like how I can't really talk while I'm lining up my pieces. There. And then I chose to do this big bouquet of flowers. I thought it brightened that patterned paper. Some dimensional. The other thing I'm going to show you here is a little bit of embellishment. And for whatever reason, this frames and flowers, that brown, that little bit of brown in the branches jumps out at me. And so that being said, I'm going to put this right up in here like so. And then I am going to do doesn't this just remind you of like a birthday bouquet? So I'm going to do birthday, and I want wishes. All right, so there's card number 3. I'll bring in all of our cards here in just a second, and I do have another pack of cards that I did with the frames, the flowers and frames, frames and flowers. What is it? Which one? It is the frames and flowers that I did using a Lost Lagoon background with a little bit brighter colors. Let me grab what I was going to share here for a little bit of embellishment on these. And it really isn't much, but it'll add a lot. I have a little let's fell on the floor. All right. So I'm gonna take some linen thread, and you guys have seen me do this before where I double it over. So I have 2 strands and then I tie my okay. Then I can pull back to get my little, I call them bunny ears. I need my ribbon scissors because that's nice and sharp. I only use it for ribbons. Okay. And now this is kind of what adds the magic, I think, to. I'm going to grab my glue dot, my mini glue dot, just pick it up, and I can add a little bow onto my bouquet of flowers. I know. I love Lost Lagoon too. Good morning, Carol. Um, Lost Lagoon has become one of my go-to colors. I really love it. All right, I'm going to tie another bow, and I know that bows are not everybody's cup of tea, but I really do love putting these little linen bows on my clothes. It just some, oh, I know, the grocery, the um, to market paper. I wasn't crazy about it. I didn't buy the bundle. I didn't buy the stamp set or the dies, but I did buy the paper. And these of those bows are just enough to add a little visual interest. Um, Anyway, I could show you the cards. They did turn well, and I posted them on Facebook. But I made sometimes for me it's just kind of fun to pull out a pack of paper that I bought, and I wasn't really crazy about it, but bought it, so I should use it, right? And so I'll pull out that pack of paper, and I'll just see how many different designs and cards I can make with a pack of paper. And I did that this week on our rainy day, and it was really kind of fun. I thought the cards turned out cute. If you just scroll down on my Facebook page, you'll see the post that I did on my Create with Brenda page. All right, I'm not going to tie a bunch more bows here, but there's lots of embellishments too that coordinate with the colors in this paper. So you could always add some sparkle. You can add whatever. And when I look at this one, I almost feel like that one could use a little bit more of and this one too, of a dye. So I'll go back through and see what I can figure out to jazz those up just a little bit. But let's bring these back in. But then the other thing too I was going to ask you about these is, what do you think? Do you like the white background? I think the white background tops the paper. But what do you think about this Lost Lagoon background on these two? I don't know. Kind of torn between yes and no, and really kind of like both. All right. And then here's our Christmas ones, what we made earlier. Well, there we have another episode, actually episode 407 of Coffee and Create with Brenda. Here's to a great rest of your holiday weekend. Be it safe, be it fun. Enjoy your coffee and have fun making cards. We'll see you next Saturday. Bye for now.